Hi everyone, my name is Liz I Read and welcome to another video. So this is my young adult fantasy sci-fi book haul. All these books are the first in their own series, so let's just get started. So the first book I have here is Even the Darkest Stars, written by Heather Fawcett. This is part of the Even the Darkest Stars series. So far there are 2 books in the series, and in this story we follow Kamzin, and she has always dreamed of becoming one of the Emperor's royal explorers, the elite climbers tasked with mapping the wintry mountainous empire and spying on its enemies. She knows she could be the best in the world if only someone would give her a chance. But everything changes when the mysterious and eccentric River Shara, the greatest explorer ever known, arrives in her village and demands to hire Kamzin, not her older sister Lasha, as everyone had expected, for his next expedition. This is Kamzin's chance to prove herself, even though River's mission is to retrieve a rare talisman for the Emperor, means climbing Raksha, the tallest and deadliest mountain in the Areas. Then Lasha sets off on her own mission to Raksha with rival explorer, and Kamzin must decide what's most important to her, protecting her sister from the countless perils of the climb or beating her to the summit. The challenges of climbing Raksha are unlike anything Kamzin expected or prepared for, with the avalanches, ice chasms, ghosts, and other dangers at every turn. And as dark secrets are revealed, Kamzin must unravel the truth about the mission and her companions while surviving the deadliest climb she has ever faced. The next book I have is The Marked Girl, written by Lindsay Klingele. This is also a 2-book series. And in this world, we follow Cedric. He is a crown prince of Calem, and his fellow royal friends, including his betrothed Kat, find themselves stranded in modern-day LA via a magical portal and an evil traitor named Melquin. All they want to do is get home to Calem soon. Then they meet Liv, a filmmaker foster girl who just wants to get out of the system and on with her life. As she and Cedric bond, they'll discover that she's more connected to his world than they ever could have imagined, and that finding home is no easy task. The next book I have here is Bright Smoke, Cold Fire, written by Rosamund Hodge, and this is part of the Bright Smoke and Cold Fire series. In this world, when the ruining crept over the world, the living dead and the dead rose. Only the walled city of Viera was left untouched. As the heirs of Viera's most powerful and warring families, Mayani, Romeo, and Juliet Catrasu share a love deeper than duty, honor, even life itself. But the magic laid on Juliet at birth compels her to punish her clan's enemies, and Romeo has just killed her cousin Tybalt, which means he must die. Paris Catrasu has always wanted to serve his family by guarding the Juliet, but when his ward tries to escape her fate, magic goes terribly wrong, killing her and leaving Paris bound to Romeo. If he wants to discover what happened, Paris must ally with his worst enemy and perhaps turn against his own clan. Mayani Ranaho just wants to protect her city, but she's the only one who believes it's in peril. When she accidentally pulls Juliet from the mouth of death, she finds herself bound to the bitter, angry girl and discovers Juliet might be the one person who can help save Viera. Both pairs will find friendship where they least expect it. Both will find that Viera holds more secrets and dangers than anyone ever expected, and outside the walls, death is waiting. The next book I have here is Mirage, written by Samai Dodd. This is the first book in the Mirage series, and in a world dominated by the brutal Ethic Empire, 18-year-old Amani is a dreamer. She dreams of what life was like before the occupation, of writing poetry, of receiving a sign from Daya, that one day she too will have adventure and travel beyond her isolated moon. But when adventure comes for Amani, it is not what she expects. She is kidnapped by the regime and taken in secret to the royal palace, where she discovers that she looks nearly identical to the cruel half-Vathic princess Merim. The princess is so hated by her conquered people that she requires a body double, someone to appear in public as Merim, ready to die in her place. As Amani is forced into her new role, she knows she is a prisoner in all but name. Even so, she can't help enjoying the palace's beauty and her time with the princess's fiancé Idris, where the glitter of the royal court belies a world of violence and fear. If Amani ever wishes to see her family again, she must play the princess to perfection, because one wrong move could lead to her death. So the next book I have here is a sci-fi, and it's called Dare Mighty Things, and it's written by Heather Kaczynski, and this is part of the Dare Mighty Things duology. And in this story, the rules are simple. You must be gifted, you must be younger than 25, you must be willing to accept the dangers that you will face if you win. 18-year-old Cassandra Gupta's entire life has been leading up to this, the opportunity to travel to space. But to secure a spot on this classified mission, she must first compete against the best and the brightest people on the planet. People who are determined as she is to win a place on a journey to the farthest reaches of the universe. Cassie is ready for the toll that the competition will take, the rigorous mental and physical test designed to push her to the brink of her endurance, but nothing could have prepared her for the bonds she would form with the very people she hopes to beat, or that with each passing day, it would be more and more difficult to ignore the feeling that the true objective of the mission is being kept from her. As the days until the launch tick down and the stakes rise higher than ever before, only one thing is clear to Cassie. She'll never back down, even if it costs her everything. The next book I have here is Markswoman, written by Rati Mehrotra. As of right now, there's only 2 books in this series, and it's called the Asiana series. And in this one, we follow Kyra, and she is the youngest markswoman in the Order of Kali, one of the handful of sisterhoods of highly trained elite warriors. Armed with blades whose metal is imbued with magic and guided by the strict code of conduct, the orders are sworn to keep the peace and protect the people of Asiana. Kyra has pledged to do so, yet she secretly harbors a fierce desire to avenge her murdered family. But to be a markswoman means disconnecting from one's past completely. When her beloved mentor dies under mysterious circumstances, and Tamsin, the powerful and dangerous mistress of mental arts, assumes control of the order, Kira is forced on the run. She is certain that Tamsin committed murder in a twist bid for power, but she has no proof. Kira escapes through one of the strange transport hubs that are the remnants of Asiana's long-lost past, and finds herself in the unforgiving wilderness of a desert that is home to the Order of Kur, the only order composed of men. Among them is Rustin, a disillusioned marksman whose skill with a blade is unmatched. He understands the desperation of Kira's quest to prove Tamsin's guilt, and as the two grow closer, training daily on the wind-swept dunes of Kur, both begin to question their commitment to their orders. But what they don't yet realize is that the line between justice and vengeance is razor thin as the blade of a knife. The next book I have here is The Valiant, written by Leslie Livingston, and this is part of the Valiant series. As of right now, there's 3 books in this series, and in this story we follow Fallon, and she is the daughter of a proud Celtic king, the sister of the legendary warrior Sorcha, and the sworn enemy of Julius Caesar. Caesar's armies invaded when Fallon was a child, leaving her homeland destroyed and her beloved sister dead. On the eve of her 17th birthday, Fallon is eager to follow in her sister's footsteps and earn her place in the fearsome Kanchi warband. She never gets the chance. Fallon's captured and sold to an elite training school for female gladiators, owned by none other than Julius Caesar. In a cruel twist of fate, the man who shattered Fallon's family might be her only hope of survival. Now Fallon must overcome vicious rivalries and deadly fights in and out of the arena, and perhaps the most dangerous threat of all, her forbidden yet irresistible feelings for Kai, a young Roman soldier. And the last book I have here is Before She Ignites, written by Jodi Meadows. This is part of the Fallen Isles series. As of right now, there's 3 books in this series. And we follow Mira, and she has always been a symbol of hope for the Fallen Isles, perfect and beautiful, or at least that's how she's forced to appear. But when she uncovers a dangerous secret about the dragons she's grown to love, Mira is betrayed by those closest to her and condemned to the deadliest prison in the Fallen Isles. Now Mira is finished being a pawn, fighting to survive against outer threats and her own anxiety. Mira must find her inner fire and discover the scorching truth about her endangered magic before her very world collapses. So those are all the young adult fantasy and sci-fi books that I got recently. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I would love to know if you've read any of these books. if you started any of these series. If you have, please comment down below. I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions about them. If you've gotten any young adult fantasy series, let me know. I'd love to know what you're interested in reading and what you're currently reading. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you've not done so. You can follow me on Instagram and Goodreads. And you know what? I would love you to keep reading. Bye.